Welcome back, my fairies. I'm Matsuyorific, and I'm joined once again by my good friend Dem.
Hello.
And we are back with more Detective Pikachu. So, last time there was an accident, which may or may not have been an accident, that almost got Tim and Pikachu crushed, and then did get the guest star's violin crushed. And we have one last person to talk to in here for more evidence to figure out what's going on with this case. The Yama rely on Hoot Hoot's signal to start filming. It could be that the connection with the sub-control room got disrupted by Magnemite. Come to think of it, you were talking to the sub-control room during the rehearsal too, weren't you? I didn't notice anything strange though. I could check with Hoot Hoot if you want some clarification. Okay, hopefully now we can leave. Yes, there we go. Talk to just about everyone here. Maybe we should check outside the studio. Yeah, let's keep gathering testimony. So yes, let's head to the control room and see if Keith is maybe in there. Or at the very least, we could talk to Hoot Hoot. Hoot Hoot! Oh, no need to worry. Both Tim and I are just fine. Hoot Hoot! It says the Yanma were so dedicated to their work that it's unthinkable that they'd make a mistake. Sounds like Hoot Hoot trusts them. Hoot Hoot? He looked like he was in a state of shock, but he was still saying he wanted to do something to help. Your partner is quite the dependable guy, isn't he? You're the one who signaled the Yanma when they needed to start moving, right? Hoot Hoot? Huh, so the Yanma started to move as soon as you signaled them, same as always. Hiro said there might have been some kind of communication trouble, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Okay, so we need to find Keith so that we can see the directions. Oh, there he is.
What's up?
Hey Keith, how's Karina doing? She's very upset. She said she needed to be alone for a while. I don't blame her. She clearly was very attached to that violin, and it was destroyed right in front of her. Do you have any idea why an accident like that could happen, Keith? No, I guess I could have misread the cue sheet for the Yanma. Do you think we could see that cue sheet? Here, sure, here it is. Welcome back, Kofi. Let's see, camera 2 is supposed to shoot from above, shoot from the right, move away, and follow. Yeah, the director gives those to us in charge of the Yanma cameras, the cue sheet, a few days before the day of the shoot. We tell the Yanma how to move the cameras based off that, but I've double-checked it, and I'm positive I got the instructions right. Is there any chance the director gave you the wrong instructions? Nothing like that's ever happened before. Yeah, I know Dragon Ball has fan mangas. The original cue sheet should be at the sub-control room, so I suppose you should go check that. It's probably the first one, because it had some green arrows in it. Which is pretty suspicious. So those green arrows are probably meant to indicate the fact that they were changed recently. I saw what happened during the rehearsal from here. What a mess this has become. Yes, thankfully we weren't hurt, but Karina's violin was completely ruined. I know, the responsibility for the accident lies with us. I really hope there's something we could do for Miss Mitchell. Is there anything you noticed about the accident? You know, it did seem like there was something odd about the Yanma's movement. What do you mean? I was checking the footage using this cue sheet, but there was something odd that I couldn't put my finger on. Let me see it. I see that the cue sheet you have has the movements of both Yanma cameras on it. Yep, this one only has red, while the other one had green arrows. Yes, this is the original script that Hiro wrote. We give copies to the staff in charge, and then keep it under tight security here. Let's see, camera 1's movements are shoot from above, move away, shoot from the right, and move in. And it says camera 2's movements were shoot from above, shoot from the right, move away, and follow. That's right. The Yanma should have moved exactly according to this plan. Alright. Yep, there he is. Something's bugging me. Why are you staring at my case list like that, Pikachu? I just have a feeling that the key to solving this mystery about the accident is hidden in the evidence we've already gathered. In that case, let me help too. Let's go over what's in the case list and think things through. Here we go.
Everyone is thinking that the Yanma made a mistake. The Yanma say they did what the instructions told them to do. So what caused them to crash into each other?
They were tampered with. So yeah, this one, compared to that, here we go.
That's right. It seems that someone tampered with Yanma's plan in order to cause the collision. The question is, how did the staff not notice something like that? Why would one Yanma have two movement plans? I don't think this was an accident at all. In fact, I think this is a case for us to solve.
Of course it is. This is Detective Pikachu after all. The Yanma ran into each other because they were given fake instructions. But why did the culprit do that? Maybe the culprit had some kind of grudge against Karina? They tried to destroy the violin as revenge for something. Revenge, huh? And if it weren't for Keith's mistake, Karina would have been the one caught in the accident instead of me. It could even be that someone was targeting her directly. Well, let's go talk to Karina first. Gathering testimony from the victim is the most basic step for any investigation.
Yeah. Seems like someone made a fake movement plan to cause the accident. But why? I can't imagine Karina would have enemies, but let's see what she has to say.
Someone's behind this incident. I was suspicious of Keith, and that this was... In fact, I think this was the original plot. Like I said, you know, my memory is a bit fuzzy on the details of each individual investigation, but between my own hunches and what I believe I remember of the first time I played through this, I believe that Keith here is the culprit, that he intentionally messed up the dates for when the helper Pokemon was going to arrive after he found out that Tim and Pikachu were going to be here, and then swapped out the Yanma cameras so that they would hopefully crush Tim and Pikachu and get them out of the way. Karina, please listen calmly. Tim, what's going on? We found out that the accident earlier was actually deliberately caused by someone. What? But how? Is what you said true? Please tell me everything. Of course. Someone had given fake instructions to the Yanma? Is that what caused the accident? That's right. But who would do such a thing? Why? It's possible that the culprit had some grudge against you and destroyed the violin as payback. Could you tell us a bit more about your violin? Of course. My grandfather made it for me before he passed away. It's the only one of its kind. Even now when I get discouraged, I remember the message he left for me on the violin. It helps me feel better. Huh? A message? What's the message? There was a message on the violin? I never noticed it. Oh, you couldn't have. It's written on the inside of the back plate, after all. Oh, so you can't see it from the outside? No, you can't. Actually, I think the only ones who have seen it are me and Cricketune, since we used to go play in my grandfather's workshop. Or maybe someone else changed the schedules, maybe? There would have been a clue of it being someone else's fault.
Tim. This particular issue
That's
is
not what I
solved.
needed. Pikachu.
Coffee is a complex topic.
What? I
Tim.
thought you needed my
I'll share what I know
attention!
with you.
Seriously?
Detective Coffee Note number 21. Don't throw out
Didn't
old
you already
coffee
give us this
grounds.
one?
Use them to erase smells. Listen to what I say. Don't be wasteful.
I thought you needed my attention.
Hey, Tim.
You did. Message on the violin, huh? Something on your mind? I helped Cricketune pick up the pieces of the violin after the accident, but I don't think I saw a message anywhere on the back plate. Could be that you just didn't notice it. If it bothers you, we could double check. Yeah. So where is the violin then? I think Karina has more to tell us. I never would have thought. She doesn't though. Like maybe Cricketune? You'll help us find the culprit. Thanks, we could use your help. We don't know who did this or why, but don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of things. Apparently, Cricketune was present when Karina saw the message, too. Cricketune says Karina read the message to it. It says, "To my darling Karina, even when I am no longer with you, I will always love you and your music." Aw, that's sweet.
I am back.
Welcome back. Okay,
Thank you.
we got everything from Karina. Oh, right. We still need to look at the violins right here. Here's Karina's violin. It really is wrecked, isn't it? Let's see. The back plate with the message should be this one. But I don't see any message written anywhere. So that means this violin is a fake. The culprit's goal was to steal Karina's violin. The culprit must have tampered with the Yanma's cue sheet so that the accident would hide the fact that the violin had been swapped. That's right. He almost got away with it too. And I swear I'll catch this culprit no matter what.
Thank goodness the violins had been swapped. That means that the real one is still safe. That's the one good thing about all of this.
First things first, we should tell Karina and Cricketune about the swapped violin. They may be able to help us narrow down who the culprit could be. You're right, Pikachu. Karina, the violin there is a fake. The culprit arranged for the accident to happen so that nobody would notice the theft. But then, where's the real violin? The culprit probably still has it, but please keep this a secret. We don't want the culprit to get nervous and hide it away. I never noticed my violin had been swapped with a fake, but I think the one I used for my performance was the real one. I could tell from the tone. Yeah, Cricketune says so too. So that means it just happened. Oh, something felt off to you too? The material seemed softer than normal. I see. It must have been difficult for the culprit to get the exact same materials to use. Soft boards. The testimonies we got from the two of them are shedding light on the crime. Really? Let's organize what we know. To get started, let's figure out exactly when the violin was swapped. Open up your case notes.
Now, let's try and figure out when the violin could have been swapped out. First, when do we know for sure that the violin was already, a fake?
When Pikachu was carrying it.
True. By the time I had delivered the violin, it had already been swapped out with the fake one. Now we know when the violin was swapped out with the fake one. But we still need to figure out when was the last time the real violin was seen.
It was last seen during the performance.
Now why do you think that?
Because it was the tone of the real thing.
So, Karina was using the real violin during her performance. She and Cricketune both confirmed it to be true. And that means The culprit swapped out the violin after Karina finished her performance, but before I moved it.
Now we know when the violin was swapped. Yeah, the culprit aimed for the exact moment Karina would not be around her violin. Judging from that, and the tampering with the cue sheet, the culprit must have been very familiar with the show. So the culprit is someone who works here. That's what we need to find out now.
Now we know almost the exact moment when the violin was swapped. The culprit has to be someone involved with the show.
I'm telling you, it was Keith.
Let's find out about the alibis of everyone involved between the time Karina finished playing and I brought out the violin.
Alright. So that's gotta be in here. Does it... Yeah, I agree. Does it say, like, where we're supposed to go next, or... What alibis do those involved have? Yeah, that's all it says. Okay. Doesn't give us, like, any list of who we're supposed to talk to. What was I doing after the violin recital? Why are you asking? We're trying to find out more about the accident. Is it alright if you tell us? Sure. I was in the studio during the rehearsal. I can't leave the Yanma all by themselves after all. Is Keith in here? There he is. That's Hiro. Do you think you'll be able to get back to filming? I'd say the odds are 50-50. I've already put in a request for a new violin. I feel bad for Karina, but she'll have to use the new one. I was in the studio ever since Karina finished her performance. I was making sure the staff knew the plan for the show, checking the footage and so on. So we were in the studio then too. I didn't see anyone leave or enter until Amelia and Keith came back. Seems like Hiro and the staff here have a solid alibi.
Keep gathering testimony.
Keith?
What's up?
Are you investigating the accident? Don't overdo it. Thanks. Where were you during the rehearsal, Keith? I don't think I saw you until right before the accident happened. I went down to the lower floor to call the assistant Pokemon as soon as we found Perugly. And what happened with that? Well, it didn't show up, even when the scheduled time came, so I called the office to check. Turns out I'd mixed up the dates and had scheduled it for the wrong time, so I ran back to the studio to let Hiro know. So that's what all this ruckus was about. Did you run into anybody on your way back to the studio? Yeah, as I recall, I ran into Amelia. She had just finished talking Max and Olga. Olga. So there were times when he was away from people. Oh wait.
What's up?
About the assistant Pokemon schedule. Are you the one in charge of scheduling and managing the assistant Pokemon? That's right. I'm really sorry about that. My mistake puts you both in a dangerous spot. Yeah, next time pay closer attention. Don't worry about it. Neither of us were hurt. I don't think Hiro and the staff in the studio could have stolen the violin. In that case, maybe we should tell Hiro what really happened. If the culprit is related to the show somehow, maybe he'll know something. Good thinking, but don't forget to tell him to keep it a secret. Hey, about the culprit. The violin was swapped out? And you say there's someone here that did it? Yes. I can't imagine. No, actually, could it be that Do you know something? Well, this is just a rumor, but I've heard Max has a lot of debt he needs to pay back. The violin was a very valuable one, so he may have stolen it so he could sell it. Sounds like Max could have a motive to steal the violin. So we need to go and find Max. It's probably in the dressing rooms. Although I think Max is actually the red herring. Ekans.
Magnemite.
Hey, why are they glaring at each other? Let's see what they're saying. It's time to decide whose special talents are truly better.
Seconds.
It's saying being able to smell the difference of foods with your tongue is more amazing.
Magnemite.
It's saying making laundry super clean with ultrasonic waves is way cooler. But that's like comparing Lupa berries to orange berries. Still, we can't just leave them like this. What do you think we should do? Acknowledge each other's talent. To me, both of your talents are really impressive. Maybe you could agree that you both have some amazing skills in just makeup? Anyway, you two need to make up, okay? We can come back to check on them later. Maybe something will have changed. Alright, and it looks like that is where we're going to end this part here for today. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games, we do art, and also sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoyed stuff, then be sure to ring that bell icon, never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.